Welcome back to more of UniversalGiant plays Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Today we're going to be starting our 4th Eggman stage already. Weapons bed. There are a lot of immobile enemies that we can target onto and get huge combos. But by this point you're probably asking yourself, we're at stage 7 of the Dark Story. This is already Eggman's 4th stage. I don't like Eggman that much. Sure, he gets this large cannon that allows us to break iron containers that we couldn't before with our Vulcan cannon, but seriously, I've had enough of Eggman already. He only has... darn bomb robots. He only has 5 stages, and we're already at his 4th, only halfway through the Dark Side story. I've had enough of Eggman. I don't want to see him anymore. But alas, Eggman plays a big role in the early stages of this story. Which is a little unlike Tails, who isn't really going to appear in this playthrough until after Eggman has done 4 stages. I guess that's kind of a balance that they have between the two. I mean, Eggman has a lot of stages early and Tails doesn't show up until later, although in the hero side of the story, his is a 3rd stage. Which we'll get to by the end of this part of the playthrough, so don't worry, you'll see much more of the walkers. In fact, I think this episode is entirely walkers. More enemies to blow up. I promise I'm not going to spend that much more time comboing these immobile enemies. I know it's not that much fun and so it doesn't really matter, so... Weapons bed. You know, I think it's probably the most boring stage in the game. I don't know how anyone else feels about it. Maybe you think the treasure hunting stages are kind of boring because they're a little monotonous and, you know, they're not really Sonic-esque. But personally I find this stage to be the most boring because there really isn't that much going on and there's absolutely no story behind it other than Eggman just wants to make a mess of things. Although you could argue that's all he's doing in this game anyway. There's just nothing about this stage to like. I mean, all you're doing is just running around shooting immobile enemies, and for the most part, those flying enemies that come down out of nowhere to shoot you that if you've never played the stage before will hit you no matter what you do. And see, those 3 guys that come from up there, seemingly out of the blue, how are you supposed to know they're there if you've never played this before? It's not really fair. And sticking around over here just shooting immobile enemies for points is not fun. I don't know if anyone else finds that amusing. I don't. I really should think of something else to say about this stage, though. Ah! I hate those stupid flying robots. Where are the traditional not-so-flying vacuum your floor for you robots? Like Rosie from the Jetsons. What happened to those kind of robots? The nice robots. Have they not been invented yet? Does it come to a point where we have to rely on Eggman to realize that he can't take over the world, so we should just make kinder, nicer robots for our convenience? That would be kind of funny, like Eggman's Friendly Robot Company.
Piece of cake.
That'd make a decent rival for Mom's Robot Company, Friendly Robot Company from Futurama. But we finally rejoin the hero's story and see Tails, the 2-tailed fox companion of Sonic. And in true sidekick fashion, he's flying straight to where Sonic is being held captive to free him from the evil clutches of the government. So Tails doesn't really have a clue what's going on, but he knows that he has to save Sonic. Little does he know that Eggman, Rouge, and Sonic... I call them Sonic, Shadow. They're here to infiltrate Prison Island, but little do they know that Amy was here to save the day. That's not Sonic. And Amy just now realized that Eggman's here. And an overly dramatic scream from Amy means that Eggman actually has to do something about Amy. For no reason. Maybe he just feels like harassing her because he doesn't have anything else to do here anymore. And now Tails finally realizes Amy's here, with Dr. Eggman.
What's Amy doing?
He has no idea what Amy's here for, or what Eggman's here for, but he knows that he has to jump in the middle of it.
Tornado transformation!
And now we see that his plane isn't just a plane, but it too is a walker robot. And Tails jumps in to save Amy. And we get our first duel between characters. Tails versus Dr. Eggman. You'll get a bunch of these duels in a lot of different points in the game. Essentially, you're just fighting the other character, the rival character. The first duel is almost laughable. I mean, you saw I was just standing there shooting him, not really doing anything, just walking towards him, spamming the B button. And when you do the Dark Side story, you'll play Eggman's side of it, which is just the exact same fight, except from his point of view. So I'm only going to show one point of view for each of those fights. There's no point in me showing the other.
This time I'll let you go, but the next time we meet, you won't be so lucky.
You say that every time, Dr. Eggman. Just give up already.
Wow, Tails, you did it! Why don't you come here?
And if it seems a little repetitive that we're getting Amy Rose's theme here again, to be fair to the game, Amy Rose's theme was in the Dark Side story part of that mashup before. And this is the Hero Side story, so you're not going to hear it twice in a row when you play it through for yourself. So Amy Rose is here to save Sonic. She told Tails that she's here to save Sonic. But Tails is actually going to do something about it other than run around screaming like a girl. He is going to actually infiltrate Prison Lane, find the core of the prison, and rescue Sonic himself. So this is finally Tails' first mission. He's the last character in this playthrough to actually start his story. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't really know what else to say. I'm so sick of these walker levels already. Just watching them is annoying. I don't know how you feel about these, but watching so many walker levels, one after the other. When was the last time I didn't do a walker level in this playthrough? Let me think. That was Egg Quarters, wasn't it? And I'm not too fond of that level either. But it'll all be worth it, because after this we're actually getting into levels that I enjoy. So just sit tight, one more of these levels, and we'll be getting back to the interesting ones again. Also, those little cyan boxes I didn't point out before, those are Chow boxes. There are actually 3 of them in every level in the game. I forget what's in the last 2 you opened, but I know the first one contains a Chow key, and that will send you directly to the Chow Gardens after each level to drop off all of the stuff you pick up for your Chows. I forget what's in the last 2. I mean, there was a point where I remembered where every single box was in every single stage, and I would make sure to collect all 3 before exiting a level. So it must have been something good in the 3rd one. I'm probably going to find out what it is and then just add it as an annotation later, in case anyone's actually curious. But yeah, those little animals and the Chaos Drives you pick up from the robots you can take to your Chows and raise them for training and stuff, up their stats. If you're actually interested in raising Chow, you'll spend much more of your time doing that than playing through these levels. Like you'll see in that cage over there, there was a unicorn. That's one of the special animals for your Chow. I'm pretty sure you get special animals from one of the boxes. I just don't remember if it's the 2nd or the 3rd, but they're especially good for raising your Chow's stats. What do I need running shoes for? I'm in a walker and I can't go anywhere without defeating enemies. Running shoes do not help me do that faster. Also, you can't unlock that cage before shooting down this enemy that's all the way in the back of the room. Are we done with this stage yet? Oh good, there's the end, and we're only 2 minutes and 30 seconds in, okay. We're not going to have to deal with the Walker stage for a while. They're done! We've already done 5 Walker stages. It's the middle of the 6th video. There are only 10 of them. We've done half of them already. I did it, Sonic! Speaking of Sonic, there he is. Locked like a cage rat.
Huh? Amy?
Amy.
Keep your voice down. Have no
Tails.
fear. Amy Rose is here.
Of course.
How'd you get here?
Well, if you gotta know, I caught a ride with
Caught a ride. What'd you do?
Are
Ride
you
on the
sure
back?
You don't need my help? It looks like you could use it.
The reason I'm in here is because of that fake hedgehog.
Shadow?
You mean that black hedgehog?
Did you see it? Where is it now?
If I tell ya, will you marry me?
Of course.
No way!
I thought
Darn
I
it.
had you this time.
That would have made for an interesting plot twist. Amy and Sonic getting married while Sonic's in
That
prison.
black hedgehog came here with Dr. Eggman.
So, Eggman's behind this, huh?
What's
I guess
all
it's
that
up to
fighting?
Sonic to run
Well,
through his next level and chase down Dr. Eggman and Shadow. In the next part of the playthrough, we'll do just that. See you then!